best friend. Didn't care about the rules, good on the weekends. I'll be in fools, drifting to deep space. So brave and so stupid, just like the movies. I was gonna stay in the fight with you, just thinking we would do this until we couldn't do it. Each and every high, every night with you. You and me so clueless. We were just broken, shattered, singing along to nothing matters. Stray around like nighttime rumors. We were in too deep in your worn-out sweaters, thinking we'll be young forever. Driving in your mom's old hatchback, and we were in too deep. Where did it begin? Where did it end? Hanging on loose strings, unable to bend. I never listened, trying to prove it, just like the movies. I was gonna stay in the fight with you, just thinking we would do this until we couldn't do it. Each and every high, every night with you. You and me so clueless. We were just broken, shattered, singing along to nothing matters. Stray around like nighttime rumors. We were in too deep in your worn-out sweaters, thinking we'll be young forever. Driving in your mom's old hatchback, and we were in too deep.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. It's another Friday. Jayne, I love Fridays.
I know. It's great. Friday. It comes so quick.
It really does. It comes really quick, and I love it because we get to hang out with some amazing people and we get to talk with some amazing industry professionals. And I'm telling you what, I love this opportunity for growth. I just love it.
You know what I think makes it seem so quick is we have so many tips and things from all these people we have on. I don't have enough time to implement them all and do all the things that they're suggesting before we get a bunch more.
That is so true. It's a lot of content. It's a lot of good stuff, and it lives on forever. So that's the really good part about it. So just so those that are just now logging on, just so you know who I am, if you're the first time here, I'm Adam Gullett. I am the Director of Growth with Century 21 Advantage Realty in the beautiful state of Kentucky. And I'm joined with Jayne.
And I'm the sales trainer and coach for the Richmond office.
Hey guys, if this is your first time here, just please put a little hashtag new in the comments so we know you're new, and we'll welcome you guys to the show. And this is just the part of the show where we're going to hang out for just a couple minutes here, share a couple things, and then we roll off into the show. We got some people logging in. We got Zandra here. Hello, Zandra. Good morning to you. And I know we've got Terry watching. Good morning, Terry. We got some more comments coming in too. So it's good to see everybody. You know, before we even get into the show, I tend to focus on a couple little quotes, right? I love quotes because they come from people that are going through real life experiences. And one of the things we focus on here at Century 21 is leading by serving. It is our mission statement. It's what we are about. It's how we operate. And in the scope of that, you know, all the past interviews and people we talk to, it really does come down to that. It's serving other people. And I want to bring some quotes up and just talk about those briefly and just how important I feel like those are, because it encompasses what our brand's about and what real estate agents in general are about. And that's the benefit of it. So just I'm going to read this one right here. This one is by Martin Luther King Jr. He said, everybody can be great because everybody can serve. You don't have to have a college degree to serve. You don't have to make your subject and your verb agree to serve. You only need a heart full of grace, a soul generated by love. Martin Luther King Jr. I just love that one. It's so true. Anybody can serve, right? And I posted a comment there in the comments. What does in a brief sentence, what does serving mean to you? That's the question. What does that mean to you? What does serving other people mean to you?
Yeah, and
here's another one. Oh, go ahead.
In that quote, it's perfect too, because a lot of people want to do good, but they're not sure where to start, and they're not sure if it'll be perfect, and it doesn't have to be. It's the fact that you tried, that you're out there continually trying.
Yep, that's exactly it. That is exactly it. This was by Albert Schweitzer. I don't know what your destiny will be, but one thing I do know: the only ones among you who will be really happy are those who have sought and found how to serve. I think that's very true. That's one thing about even the industry that we kind of see ourselves in, and also kind of what you see going on with video and YouTube and all that kind of stuff. People are able to log on and really just help people for free. There's so much content on these platforms that you can learn from, and it really is coming from a heart of people that love to serve. And that's what I've become to be able to see is there's a lot of servant leaders out there creating some amazing content. Here's another one, Tom Peters. Organizations exist to serve. Okay, we exist, live to serve, period. Right? Everything we do is about serving others. I mean, if you think about every transaction we have, that's what it's all about. It's all about serving them, meeting them, and addressing the needs that they have with something that we have already in us to give back with, right?
Yeah, a lot of our guests that we've had on, when we ask how did they get into real estate or how did they get into what they're doing, all said because they love the relationships with people. They love helping people. Yeah,
it's absolutely true. True marketing starts with the customer, his demographics, his realities, his needs, his values. It does not ask, what do we want to sell? It asks, what does the customer want to buy? Peter Drucker. That's the question, right? It's not about you. It's not about how great you are. It's absolutely about the person, the customer that you're serving, right? I just think those quotes encompass kind of what we are about as a company, and it also encompasses what real estate agents should be like in operating with their clients. And, we talk about all of these disruptors entering into our market, right? Trillions of dollars pouring into real estate. And we talk about how it's going to disrupt, and we have all this fear mongering going on. The interesting thing is you cannot replace that kind of servant leader. That's a superstar, right? You can't replace the person that goes above and beyond and does something. We just had a recent agent in our office, in the Somerset, Kentucky office, that wrestled pigs. They wrestled pigs for a client. I'm telling you, I would like to see a technology platform wrestle a pig for a client.
Yeah, it's not going to happen, is it?
It's not going to happen.
You've got to elaborate on that, because I'm sure everyone out there is going, they wrestled pigs. Why? Were they helping them move them from one location to another?
They were moving them. Couldn't get them in the trailer, so they were moving them out for them. They might even be watching the show. I don't know.
Oh, if you are, please tell us it's you, because now I want to know so bad.
Yep. If you're the ones that wrestled the pig, leave it in the comments if you're watching.
That's amazing. I hear stories from clients or from agents all the time of different ways that they've helped their clients. And it is amazing. People don't understand the lengths that real estate agents will go to, to help their clients. They're like family. They're doing all kinds of things. Yeah.
Well, Chad Tyner said no video. So there's no video of it, but they used honey buns to get the pigs. Okay, here it is. This is Missy Gabbard and Jessica Cunningham. That's the two right there. Those two
Oh,
are the ones that wrestled the pigs.
oh, I wish I could have seen that. You girls go. That's amazing.
It's awesome. Well done, ladies. All right. Well, that was fun. Hope you guys enjoyed that little sermon, if you will. At this point, we've got a good group logged in now. Let's go ahead and let's start this show. Hello, welcome to another episode of the Advantage Live Show. This is episode 13. I am your co-host, Adam Gullett. I am Director of Growth with Century 21 Advantage Realty in the beautiful state of Kentucky. And I'm joined with me,
Jayne Polivchak, and I'm the coach and trainer in the Richmond office.
Hey guys, I'm glad you guys are here. Today we have a really awesome show for you. We got two special guests with us. The first one we're going to bring on is Desiree Martinez, and she is a YouTuber, podcaster, speaker, and longtime and award-winning social media creative content creator. I will say this, I am a big fan of hers. I watched her videos. I continue to consume her videos. Matter of fact, the reason why I'm able to do this show and operate this show is because a lot of the stuff that I learned by watching her videos. So talking about leading by serving, that's what she does. She gives back to the people that's in her community and all the time and is constantly uploading videos. And then after we get done talking to Desiree, we're going to bring in one of our own agents, Deborah Rockey. She is out of our Richmond, Kentucky office. We're going to spotlight her, go into her career, who she is as a person, how she serves her consumers. And it's going to be a great show. So without further ado, let's get into the interview with Desiree Martinez. All right, this is Desiree Martinez. So let me give a quick introduction to her, and we'll get into the interview. Desiree Martinez is a YouTuber, podcaster, speaker, and longtime award-winning social media creative content creator. She has worked with hundreds of businesses and brands to help them grow their business with better content marketing. Desiree knows what it takes to help your business grow, build a community, and get leads to a very noisy news feed. She's a hot mess mom of two and a nerdy wife living in Arizona, where there is always time for margaritas and pedicures. So give me a warm welcome to welcome Desiree into the show. Desiree.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thanks for coming.
Here.
And I appreciate the love on the stream. You're doing a great job. Like, this is a good show. I'm like taking notes. So
I appreciate that. I do. I feel like I'm in the midst of a celebrity here because I'm a fan. I'm a big fan. You've really helped me a lot. Your content is good.
I'm glad. I'm happy to help. And I like the StreamYard-ness of it all. So
yes, I got to get one of those mugs.
I'll look you up. Well, just email me so I don't forget.
All right, I'll do that. Yeah, I'd like to have one so I can just lift it up every once in a while because I love StreamYard. I'm a big fan.
It's easy. It's nice. This makes everything. I got into StreamYard because it was easy. I'm like, I don't have time to figure all this new stuff out. Like, I don't want to have to I can barely operate my camera. Like, the stuff that people do, I'm like, I don't know how they do this.
Yeah, well, and it's funny you bring that because I was researching the show and stuff. It's like there's all this software out there, and man, it's really complicated.
It is.
So
StreamYard is sometimes
way easier. StreamYard is awesome. So Desiree, before we get into some conversation real quick, kind of just tell our audience a little bit about yourself and your business and who you are.
So I'm a social media marketer. I've been a social media marketer since 2009. Like, it wasn't actually a job back then. I spent probably the first few years of my career explaining to people what this Facebook thing was. And a lot of what I did at the beginning was just setting people up, getting them started, and just really snowballing. And as social media grew, I grew with it as well. And it's been so many crazy changes. I remember when we used to be able to just create a page. And just people would flock to it because they were just so excited about how new it was. And nowadays, I don't pay you Facebook $100 over the course of a week to run a targeted ad. No one's going to see my stuff. And so it's just this whole thing where it's been so fun and interesting to see how it's grown and changed and what works and what doesn't work. As far as for myself, so the scope of my career, it's been very much in 2015, I started my agency, All on Social Media, where we help put military spouses to work as social media marketers while helping businesses with our do-it-for-you social media management services, and we're focused on helping you grow your business with better content marketing. And so, I mean, I got onto YouTube in 2017 because that agency that existed was the military life. I was a military spouse, and my husband, we got orders to move to South Korea. And I was like, well, crap, how am I supposed to keep growing this business and keep helping these military spouses if I don't have like a way to do that? And so I turned to YouTube, and I've been using YouTube for 3.5 years to bring leads to my agency and my business. And from there, I've been able to build a very cool brand, I think. Very fun, very direct, very informative. And we do a lot of fun stuff, and we have different revenue streams and all it is. And fun thing about me, fun fact, next Wednesday, my book comes out. So that's where I'm at.
That is awesome. Yeah, the timing of this is great. So what I will do, so everybody is watching on the replay, I'll make sure we have a card to her channel. Also the videos that we will be mentioning throughout this conversation. And we'll also have a link to her new book that's coming out. I'm pretty excited about that.
Tell us a little bit about your book.
It's really funny because you had read that Martin Luther King quote, and I was like, where it's like, you know, you have to start and all this kind of stuff. The title of my book is called Start, Suck, Get Better. And it's all about how you have to start doing something and you have to completely suck at it. Because like the first time we do anything, we suck at it. And like there's something about becoming an adult. We forget that we have to like figure things out and pay our dues and like have crappy content and things that we make, and we make mistakes in business. And it's just part of the learning of it all. And so my book is a memoir. Well, there's also some guiding light through how people can get through and also have like a point of relatability, because I talk about motherhood and I talk about being a mom and a wife and opening a business and running it as an entrepreneur and, you know, military life, moving, kids, my kid almost dying, and you know, PTSD, COVID, all that kind of stuff. So it's just
real life stuff,
relatable points that people can understand. This one of the things I hate about social media is the filter. You're able to like so carefully craft your photo and your video and your message, and it can portray this like false sense of perfection, and it's become kind of trendy to like not be perfect, but there's just a lot that goes into it. And I think that, you know, people would probably really relate to like knowing that, like, look, I'm a hot mess still 11 years into business. I'm still making mistakes. They never go away. The suck is always there. And it's just, how do we get through it and maintain some form of like happiness and stability?
Oh, that's actually really good. I would say that I totally agree with that. I mean, you know, even myself, you know, I've made a lot of investments and a lot of moves and have failed way more than I succeeded. You know, and I think there's a lot of truth to that. And there's even in regards to where we find ourselves with social media and marketing and video, you know, a lot of the conversations I have with a lot of our agents and agents in the community in general is they're scared to do this because they are thinking about that perfectionism. The image, and you're right, the image that is portrayed on TV and even through YouTube is this image of this, everything's put together and they've got it all figured out. And you don't see the challenges that that individual had to go through to actually get to the point where they feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's hard. And I think that if you're scared, you're going down the right path, because if it's easy, everyone would do it. So like, I know it's a super cliche thing to say, but it's truly true. Like if things are just going really smooth for you, you're not doing something right. So. Oh,
that's a great point.
I hear a lot from agents too. There's just so many. It's so overwhelming. And, you know, for some of the agents, it's not familiar. You know, they've never been on these platforms. They don't know what they are. They've not, you know, experienced it. And they're like, where do we even start?
No, that's legit. It is okay for all of those things to happen. Like, the only reason I am up with I'm hip and cool with the kids is because I've been doing this for 11 years. And so as they've come into existence, I've been able to absorb them into like what I'm doing. Especially if I talk about it in my book without being like, I'm trying not to be that person. This is part of my book. I talk about how like when I became a mom, it was like the world kept going without me and social media kept happening for me. Like I literally missed all of these like boats, like Meerkat and Blab. And I was, you know, like, I'm just trying to keep people alive and, you know, not, you know, go crazy. And so it's one of those things when you don't pay attention, when you don't know, there's so much that happens. Like right now, everyone's talking about Clubhouse and I am just like, I'm on it. It is so time consuming. And
I
I'm like,
agree.
we're all business owners who work in their business. And so I'm just like, because if I want to be social, I want two ways. I don't want to just be like preaching at people, but not like going and participating. And so it's a whole thing. And so it can be really daunting, which is why like my advice to people when it comes to social media is like, okay, who's your target demo? Like, who do you want to talk to? Who do you want to sell to? And go research, okay, based on who I know this person is, where do they spend their time when they're on their social medias, and pick that platform. And then just like become the master of that platform. And as long as you have one that's working for you, you don't have to worry about all the other ones.
I think that's good because there is so much noise. You mentioned Clubhouse. I mean, it's almost like every time you open up the news, there's a new social media platform, and there's this urge in everybody, especially real estate agents. They feel like they need to be on everything, and then they're not good at anything. They're so spread out. And you're right, Clubhouse is a good platform, but it is very time consuming. I mean, you get on there, it's like you jump from room to room, and it's just so much information. And
I can't do something else while I'm on Clubhouse. Like if I'm listening to something, it's usually a podcast or a book. And during those points of consumption, I'm doing something else, like my hair, or I'm taking my kids to school, or I'm doing dishes or cleaning, or, my kids are watching some asinine show for the 500th time and I need something different while touching them and being near them. Like I'm doing something else. I can't do something else while being on Clubhouse. And so like, that's why for me, it doesn't work. I know people are having fantastic success with it. Sorry, I have dogs. We work from home, guys.
yeah. I got a dog. It'll bark here in a minute.
Me too.
Yep.
So talk a little bit about the different platforms real quick. I mean, one of the things that I see, and you let me know what you think of this, I'll see an agent that will post the same content across all their platforms. And I know that's easier for them to do, but talk a little bit why that might not be the best idea.
Because I can't do that. I think it's a great idea. However, where people do it wrong is by not respecting the preferences of the platform. Okay. So for example, my preferred method of marketing online is YouTube. Like I'm a social media marketer that's all in on YouTube, and it's a little contradictory because it's a search engine and stuff, but I digress. So I take my content that I create on YouTube and I repurpose it into other places. So I teach people, especially when they're trying to get started, especially because our specific people, like you guys are my people, because you are service-based businesses. You work in your businesses. You're not like a passive. You're not like a coach. You're not like, I can just create crap all day. Like, and I get it because I'm with you. I work in my business. This is me on this call working in my business, right? I'm not doing something else. So I know how important my time is, but I also know how important it is to make sure that I am in other places as well. So if I create a YouTube video, I'm going to use that YouTube video to create other pieces of content for my other platforms. So I'll take that video and I will put it up on IGTV and make sure I have a really nice cover, like the thing that goes with like a thumbnail that goes over it, so it looks really nice on my Instagram feed. And I'll also make sure that when I do that video, I have like the title on top of the actual video, and then the call to action at the bottom that's like, go watch the rest of my content on YouTube. So I'm using the same content, I'm using the same message, but I'm tailoring the content to the platform that it's on so it can have success. Just like my YouTube videos, I don't share my YouTube videos on my Facebook page because Facebook and Google are like the dark side and the Jedi. Like you can't, like the Sith and the Jedi don't get along for a reason. Like Facebook and YouTube, they even have the same colors. Now I think about it. Facebook and YouTube, like they fight for, like they don't want you going to the other places. And so like they will literally devalue my Facebook page if I share a YouTube channel. But if I legit take the exact same video, make no edits to it, have the straight up call out where it's like, subscribe below and go watch these other videos like I do in mine. I put the exact same video up on Facebook with the exact same cover, the exact same title, and the exact same description. And it'll like boost my engagement for my Facebook page because I'm playing the rules of Facebook, which is natively uploading my content. So I don't think there's anything wrong with repurposing. What is wrong is when you're not keeping in mind the limitations, the rules, the preferences of the platform that you're sharing it to.
I think that's absolutely agree with that. And I think that's absolutely key. You know, so in regards to the platforms, let's do that first. Let's break down kind of real quick, just maybe what YouTube's for, Instagram,
Sure.
you know, Facebook, kind of what those categories are and why. Like, what is their aim for that platform?
Sure. Okay, so let's talk about we're gonna read two columns here. We got social and we got search. Okay, search is Google, you know, your Yahoos, your all of that, but it's also YouTube and Pinterest. Now you can comment on stuff of both of them, but it's not social. It is very much I'm going to this platform to find something. Like on Pinterest, I'm like, okay, I need a recipe. I need like easy salad recipes. I need meatless meal ideas. I need ideas for how to decorate my Harry Potter themed bedroom. Like these are all of the things I literally used Pinterest for in the last week. So like that's what I go to Pinterest for, and I search and I collect and I can reference and go back to them. YouTube is very similar. I need to solve a problem, like, or I want to go see what my competitors are talking about in relation to my industry. So if you guys are real estate agents, you should go look up on YouTube, like top 10 things to do in city you are in, right? So top 10 things to do in Richmond, top 5 reasons to move to Richmond, top 5 reasons not to move to Richmond. Like what are other people saying content? Because this could be one, things that you could create around too, but then you also can kind of learn and see what other people are doing in your industry, in your area. So that's how people will do YouTube. It's consumption. And the thing about YouTube that's important in all this is it's long form content. Long form content is kind of like this live stream. It's a long video where you pay attention for a while. Difference between a live stream and YouTube in that sense is this is interactive. So we can like have people on, like, you know, we have Jessica and we've got Emily and we've got Deanna and we got Missy and Chad and Kathy, like all watching us right now. We can call them out. We can give them some love. But when it's like YouTube and just searching for something, it's different, right? So that's how search works. So then we have social. Social is where people can consume and learn about you in micro doses. So I wrote a book. I'm not just going to go tell people, go read my book. I'm not going to go and like put the whole chapter of my book into a post. I'm going to tease it in some way where it's like, when I was a kid, I wanted to be an animator for Disney. And instead now I'm a social media marketer. Like come with me on this train wreck of a journey in the first chapter of my book, you know? And so then I probably have a picture of me like holding up my yearbook where I'm like, what I want to be when I grow up, an animator. Like this is literally stuff from my book. Okay, so just spoiler.
That's awesome.
You know, I'd have that picture up on my feed. It's a micro dose to hopefully take an action, which is go buy my book, right? So it's a micro dose of content. And so depending on the platform, it really just comes down to preference of consumption. Do you prefer to be on Facebook? Do you prefer to be on Instagram? Do you prefer to be on TikTok? Do you prefer to be on Twitter? All of this comes down to like how you as individuals spend your time. Like I spend my time going back between Facebook and Instagram. I've been on Facebook since 2006. It is a hard habit to break. And while I love seeing what my friends are doing, I really like Facebook for the groups. Like that's where I can like get like really like I can contribute to the world and also get answers to my questions. So like and then with Instagram, I like the visuals and I really love Instagram stories and I love reels. Reels are like my new favorite thing in the whole world because it's just so funny and goofy and you can have so much fun if you can just like get past any like potential awkwardness. Like for me, when I record reels, I just have to like make sure no one's around me because it feels really weird for me to be like repeating a song over and over, like a statement over and over until I have it memorized, and then like being all weird with the video. Like it's a total like Desiree situation, but like it's just about what you like to consume, and then when you learn what your customers like and where they consume. And you take the time to figure it out. Don't give up on it because it doesn't work the first time. It's just taking the time to be a user and then test it and then become the content people want to consume.
Yeah, that's good. That's absolutely good. I think that's absolutely the challenge too.
Do you have any advice for like an agent trying to determine what would be the best thing to post on which platform?
Yeah. The best thing that you can do, honestly, I tell people, look, the number one rule on the internet is show up, give value, and be yourself. One of my friends, and he's also a realtor here in Phoenix, he is just the most ridiculous man child on the planet. He all of his selling is done in jeans and a t-shirt, and he's got these like white glasses. He's got like this really crazy tan line, and like he's getting leathery because he's not using sunscreen. I yell at him all the time, but he's like a total dude. He's just like borderline inappropriate, and he just finds his whole model is like, if it's weird, flaunt it. Like if you can't fix it, flaunt it. And so he finds the craziest houses to sell. And he's always just like showing them off. Like there was this one house where it was just like a whole room filled with really creepy dolls.
Oh.
And it's like, this is the stuff of nightmares, but this could be your home too. Like it's just, like, so it just leans into his quirkiness, and he just attracts, and he's just like, the moment you just see him, you're like, we're going to have a fun time. And like, you just know you're going to laugh when you see him stuff. And so he's been able to just be himself and sell freaky houses and just have a good time, like being who he is. It doesn't feel like work to him because he has some things going for him, like where he's like an extrovert. He's like a decent looking dude. He's overly confident in his abilities. And so he just has that going for him. If you are an introvert and you're like more buttoned up and controlled, but like you have so much value to give, that's who you should be in your content. Like be yourself, because that's why people are drawn to you. That's why you have success. Like the reason I bought my house from the realtor I work from is because he's doing it for 15 years and he understands me and we're friends. And, you know, he's like, I know that this isn't like what you normally would do, but I think you'd like this. And that's the house that we bought, you know? So it's just that kind of idea. So when you're trying to figure out what to post, number one, don't sell anything, because that's the number one. Like, no one cares. No one's going to buy a house from you. In like that regard, like when was the last time you blindly posted a listing on social and they're like, I want it, you know, like, I mean, maybe, but it's not the norm. But if you can paint a lifestyle where you can show off house stuff, if you can, you know, talk about how like this was this and now it's this, or maybe you like, this is how you stage your home. This is a unique outdoor fixture idea that you could do. You know, what's really popular here in Phoenix is xeriscaping, where you have no yard, it's all rocks. And so there's like, and people will do like faux grass with like little putt greens and all kinds of like, people show off. I cannot tell you how many people I have taught the word xeriscaping to who don't. And so just one of those things.
That's not in our wheelhouse. So
y'all got grass over there. Enjoy it.
Yeah, we got a lot of grass.
We have cactuses and palm trees and xeriscaping. Our water bills are great. But it's just one of those things. So that's what I would encourage everybody. Like, lean into who you are and just share stuff that you think is funny or that people think is cool, or that you're like, that's neat. Just take a picture and post it up. It doesn't have to be perfect. This has to get done, and it has to be you.
I think that's good. You know, and I think that goes along with the whole thing we were talking about before, is not being afraid to do things that make you uncomfortable. That is where you're going to advance in business and in absolutely social media. Like, they need it to be social. You got to be relatable. You got to be yourself. People got to be able to relate to you and so forth. So I know you've got to run here in just about a few minutes. I want to basically get to this question now, because this is actually why I even asked you to get on, because you posted a recent video, the Complete Real Estate Agents Live Streaming Guide 2021. So I'm going to mention that.
You got that whole title right too.
Did I? I got a cheat sheet. So don't be that impressed.
So you just ruined it. You had it.
I know. I had to be honest. So, but I'll have that as a card too, so people can check that out. But let's real quick break that video down for us, because, you know, we found ourselves thrusted into an environment where a lot of our agents just had to get uncomfortable, and there's still a lot of agents that are not doing it. And I think it's a missed opportunity. It's the new, I don't want to say the new norm. It's such a, you know, but kind of is. I don't think it's going anywhere.
I don't think it's a new normal. I think it's a new expectation.
There you go. That's good.
We have been it's been a year, guys. Let's take a moment. It's been a year. Let's mourn the last year for a second. Like,
moment of silence.
Seriously. It has been a year. There are some habits we will never come back from. And like for people like me who have worked on the internet since 2009, like this was not hard. For me, it was a lot of like, finally, hallelujah, people will get on a Zoom call with me and not make me drive across town to go have a flipping meeting that so I could have done in 10 minutes on the phone. You know, people like YouTube consumption is up. YouTube creation is up. Being able to create in your home is up. People are never going to want, like, there's this statistic I recently read about how the expectation of employers and back to work situations, how there's like an over 50% majority, they want to do less time in the office. Like if they can work from home, work from home, you know? And so it's like, cause you think you lose all that time driving and, you know, get ready for work. There's this whole get up early thing that sucks. Like if I only have to like brush my teeth and stumble to my office, which is like 10 feet from my bed, I'd rather do that. Right. So there are habits and things that are not going to change as we move forward. And as we've all learned, 2020 was a fantastic year for buying a house. Like,
absolutely,
there is more people trying to buy a home than there is a demand for. Like my friend lives in Seattle and she listed her house to sell and she got it for, so you sold it for over $150,000 of her asking price. Like there's a crazy demand for houses right now, even still. And I know there's this whole, it's going to crash, whatever. There are just things that are not going to change. So if you have a way to show something off right now, if you have a way to like be the hot ticket, the hot person on it right now, you should do it. If you have an expertise in something right now, that's really helpful. If you can show and explain to people how to do something to your advantage and theirs, do it. That is what live streaming can do for you. Live streaming is about being raw and real and yourself. Like I know that like Adam and myself and Jayne, we have like strategically placed cameras and nice lighting, and like Adam was making me look super bad with his fanciness behind it. Right? But it's just one of those things. Like you do not have to do this, okay? You do not. You can pull out your fancy schmancy phone that you paid too much money for, and make sure you got a good cell service, and pull out your phone and just like record what's happening at this cool listing that you're at. Just remember to go horizontally, not vertically, because you're showing off a house, not your face. And so it's just, watch the video. It'll break down different things and different ideas of what you can do to live stream, but don't miss out on the opportunity to build connections and be hot ticket right now because you're scared of something or whatever. Like live streaming is a great way to create content easily without having all the extra bells and whistles and fluff that a lot of people put into their content. Even like me, I edit my videos. I have humor and text on my screen and lighting and this whole situation. Like that's a work. I go live.
I saw your bloopers after your video. That was so cute.
I stumble through my words too. Don't you worry. But
it made me really like you though so much. I connected with that so much.
You didn't like me until I was. I remember that, guys. Remember Jayne first. I don't like you unless you're a mess.
But it just made me a little closer when I thought, oh yay, I'm not the only one who.
Yeah, and you're not you might think like everyone just gets all weird about stuff, but
yeah,
this messes up, especially in video. That's what's nice about live stream. Like you can be weird, like dogs barking. I'm like, something can do about it. I'm like, but I'm still here, still happening. There's just, we could ask, is anybody actually wearing pants right now? Is anybody, there's all this mystery and fun and goofiness going on. Like pajama pants.
Yeah.
Back of my hair is also not done. So it's just one of those things. Like being flawed is great. And that's what live streaming also allows you to connect to. It's this real connective, raw, who are you situation that people really relate to and connect to. Yeah,
it is. And it's a beautiful platform. And like, just like you said, it's easier than ever. The phone is all you need.
Yes, your phone is all you need. You can use StreamYard, our fancy platform that we're doing this through. You can use that on your phone. It's just so good. Like, don't let live streaming stop you. And if you need help, you've got an awesome person awesome lady people to turn to, and these two to help you on your way and get started and figure out what to do.
Yeah, thank you. And absolutely, we'll be putting links to all of your videos. And really, thank you for coming on, Desiree. A lot of good information. Guys, I just encourage you all out there to check out her YouTube channel. We'll have that come up and in the description. And is there any last tips or anything before we let you go, Desiree?
No, No, I wish I could be like wise and cool and have some like fancy like quote to come off of my thing. But again, I'll just say the same thing like I've talked about. Start sucking it better. It's all that you can do and everything you do. Start sucking it better and show up, give value, and be yourself. Like if I could just reiterate those 2 points, like, and just remember, like, and I know like you are impossibly amazing, just the way you are, who you are. Share what you've got to give with the world.
That's perfect.
Thank you.
Awesome.
So
Desiree, thank you so much.
thank you. I appreciate you all. And you guys are all impossibly amazing. Thank you for letting me be here and to give me some of your time. I appreciate it.
Hey, right. Same to you.
All right,
Same
bye.
to you. Desiree, see ya. It was awesome. So, she's got her YouTube. I'm telling you, she's cranking out some good content. The one thing I like about her especially is she is real. The content is not just like, just in your face, hey, these are the quick tips what's going on like right now. She's got a business mindset. So she's developing content that actually is relatable and easy to implement.
Yeah,
That's
she
the
breaks
thing.
it down and makes it simple to understand. A lot of people think it's so overwhelming with all these different platforms, but she does an excellent job of helping you to understand what this platform is, what it's designed for, who's going to be on it, and what types of things you should put on it in her videos.
Yep. They're good. Check them out. We'll have links and cards and stuff popping up on the replay. So, but in two videos that we specifically mentioned in this interview was 9 key benefits of using social media for your business 2021 and the complete real estate agents live streaming guide 2021. Those are 2 videos I would highly recommend you guys check out and watch. They're really good and relevant. All right, so let's transition now into our special agent spotlight with Deborah Rockey. All right, today we get to have one of our very special own agents out of our Richmond, Kentucky office, Deborah Rockey. So before we bring her on, we're going to give her her proper introduction that she definitely deserves for all of her hard work with her consumers. So here it is. A Whitley County native, Deb's family moved north to Michigan for work when she was 5. She married and raised 3 children, 2 sons, a foster daughter in Michigan that is still like her own daughter. Retired early from General Electric when her late husband took a plant manager job back in her hometown area of Corbin, Kentucky in 1999. She had an antique store for a few years in Corbin and a florist in Williamsburg. She was widowed in 2009 after 33 years of marriage. Met her current husband, who is a professor of emergency medicine at EKU, Eastern Kentucky University, and moved to Richmond, married in 2018. All her children are married now, and she has 2 granddaughters. She loves to travel the world. She passed her real estate test in August of 2014 and joined Century 21. She is also a CRS and GRI agent. So also, she is a dog breeder. She was a den mom for Cub Scouts, lifetime member of VFW Ladies and American Legion, and master gardener through the University of Kentucky, and a member of the Lexington Road Church of God in Richmond. So that is Deborah Rockey. Let's bring Deb into the show now. Deb, welcome.
Hi, thank you.
Hi,
Good
Deb.
morning.
I don't think I have to say anything after that.
You are
It's a great
one busy
introduction.
lady.
Pardon?
I said you're one busy lady. You have so many things going on all the
It's been a
time.
long life.
Yes, well, and it looks like a very good one and a productive one as well. And I've over the years I've gotten to be able to know you. And matter of fact, a lot of the stuff inside of that bio I didn't know, and I found it very fascinating. And it just tells me more about you. And I appreciate knowing those things. And thank you for sharing them too. So much appreciated.
Yeah, it kind of goes back to what the gentleman Mr. Harrelson, was saying a few weeks ago. Write your own obituary.
Yeah, that's true. That's very
shocked.
true. Which is a good practice for everybody, by the way. I think that's a good idea. So, Deb, before we get into the interview, just tell our audience there how you kind of got into the real estate industry. What led you into getting into real estate?
Well, I was always a closet realtor. That's how I describe it. I was always the lady going to the open houses, and I found all my son's homes. And, so once I moved up here, I wasn't really doing anything. And that just seemed to be the next step. we were breeding dogs one summer, and Danny said, if you're ever going to go.
Oh, she's getting a phone call. Oh, we lost her audio.
Did I lose you? Okay.
There you are. Yep, you get a phone call. What are you, a busy
Yeah.
realtor?
Yeah, I must be. So I went to school, and the kids knew I was going to study. I said, don't you dare tell them I'm going for the test in case I fail. And then I passed, and it was like, oh, I guess I got to do this now. So that's how it happened. And the kids said, of course you're going to Century 21, because that's who had always sold all of our homes in the past.
Oh, awesome. That's great.
And
Yeah,
Ann
well,
Reynolds
yeah,
Ann Reynolds was our agent. So we even bought
Oh,
through
good.
Century 21 before I was an agent.
Oh, I didn't realize that. That's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good.
So, Deb, tell us something interesting about you that we might not know. I know we learned a lot in your bio today, but what else?
Let's see. I knew you were going to ask this question. Well, you know I'm a dog breeder. Now you know I'm a closet realtor. We made maple syrup last week, Danny and I. We tapped our maple trees here, and we cooked it down, and it was the first time for both of us. So that was interesting and easy.
It was
Yeah,
easy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
If you don't know Deb real well, we have talked about how she's a dog breeder. And the best time for me is to go on Facebook and see baskets of puppies in the back of Deb's car. There's just laundry baskets full of little creatures.
Going to the vet, or when I put them all in the tub and they're standing over the edge with the suds on their head. Oh, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. But it's a fun day when they leave too. They're a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yes, as adorable as they are, puppies are a lot of work.
They sure are.
I can imagine having a whole litter of them. I mean, one was enough.
Yeah. Actually, you're better off getting 2 dogs instead of 1. They'll keep each other busy. That's why yours was so much work and needed a playmate.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
well.
most people think, oh gosh, it's all I can do to potty train one, and
No, they're
two just seems
packing.
like having twins.
Yeah, they're pack animals, so it works out well. They train each other.
Oh, that does make sense.
Yeah.
I wish they communicated better. Like, hey, this one told this one, said, hey, look, if you poop or pee right here, you're gonna get spanked. Like, I wish there was a little more communication between the dogs.
Right.
So, Deb, what are some of the successes that you've had and some memorable moments in real estate? What are some of those moments that you just say, wow, this is why I became a real estate agent?
My veterans that come home, and they usually find me over the internet, because our websites go everywhere. So they find you, they call you. Usually, it's at the office on phone duty. They just call an office. And so you go out and you do a tour of the home for them. And, maybe if there's a wife, she'll show up and, take a look. And most of the transaction is done. And when they get home, they're ready to move into their new home. It's amazing what you can do now.
Yeah.
And them finding their home is such a blessing after being, away for so long.
Yeah, that would be definitely a big highlight in a career, being able to be a part of something like that for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my favorite. And next would be first-time home buyers.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're just excited they're getting a house.
Yes. Yeah, I have on my side, a lot of memorable moments with first-time home buyers. Some of the best to work with. They're overjoyed. It's that fulfilling of the American dream moment, and handing the key is definitely something to remember.
It is. It's beautiful.
So, Deb, we know you worked with Century 21 in the past, and that is, what kind of guided you to working with Century 21. But tell us a little bit about why you continue to choose that brand and what your experience has been.
Well, I was familiar with the brand, and when I finally did tell my children that I passed the test, they said, of course you're going to go to Century 21. And I said, I guess so, but then I met Steve, and I'd called Ann and I said, how do I get a job? And because everybody else had interviewed before They even took the classes. I didn't even know that step, you know? And I thought, I'm not going to get the cart before the horse. So I called Steve. He's the only one I talked to, and that's where I've stayed. And I think that's why I've done so well. It's because I didn't skip around and move around and buy a bunch of signs and different cards and putting in roots. I'm telling you, that's it.
Yeah, I think you kind of hit it. It is a root thing. I mean, in every industry, in every type of business. I mean, you work for a brokerage, but you're individual business. So you're developing a business, and that does take times, and you have to put roots in. And I think that's why you have seen success. It makes absolute sense. Your brand has all come together over that time. And you weren't just flip-flopping around, like you said, and spending all this extra money, losing every dollar you spend is lost money if it's not producing more money. And it's expensive. So,
Yeah.
but you made the choice to stay, put roots in a brand that you knew, you trusted. You knew the broker. It makes sense. And you also knew one of the agents, Ann Reynolds. And so I applaud you. You put the roots in and you worked and you had success.
And there's no reason not to continue with the education, like my GRI, my CRS, because we have, tuition reimbursement. I mean, we have a broker that supports us all the way.
Yeah, it's a very good point.
Yeah, and I'll say I've taken many classes with Deb, and I would probably not be a broker today if it wasn't for her support and encouragement. She is a top-notch friend, you all.
Yeah. And I would be a broker today if I had taken the test, but I went to Europe.
But you gained all that. You gained all that knowledge, though. So
yeah, it was fun. We had so much fun.
It was a great experience.
Yeah, so I'm going to study and work on my broker next. That's my next goal.
And you like to travel. I mean, that's the thing, going to Europe, and you went to Israel and stuff like that. Any highlights from those trips that you would like to share real quick? Like, what would be a moment out of both those trips that you would say, wow, that is totally worth someone's time?
The Holy Land. Sitting in the Garden of Gethsemane and looking at the Eastern Gate on the Jerusalem wall.
Unbelievable.
Amazing.
I know we've had a lot of talks about the different food experiences in the different countries that she's been to, and
didn't care for the food in Israel. No, not a shawarma fan.
Oh yeah, I've never had it, but I've heard people either love it or hate it. It's acquired taste.
Yeah, so it was just 2 weeks of fat camp and just walking where Jesus walked. It was amazing. Yeah, I would definitely go back.
What's on your bucket list, Deb?
My bucket list. Well, real estate was my bucket list, part of it. I really want to retire somewhere by the ocean. Because if you're by the ocean, I think your children will always visit because it'll be a free vacation.
That is some good wisdom right there. That's good. I never thought of that, but that's so true.
Every time I go on a cruise, I look at and visit the different Century 21 offices, like in Aruba and different places that I've been. And I think that too. I think when I retire, which one of these places would I most like to be in?
Yeah.
Yeah. Donna Greger said, right. She totally agrees.
I mean, they'd visit anyway, but it helps if,
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I'll have to remember that one. That's good. So this is the kind of the final question for you, Deb. What is the one decision that you would say put you on the course to where you are now in your life? That one decision, if you can. It's a hard question, but.
To be honest, and always try to do the right thing. I really think that's it. At my job I'm retired from, at my business ventures, and especially in real estate, the ethics.
Yes, that's good. That's good. Yeah, so it's accumulation of that mindset, that philosophy of, realizing we're going to make mistakes, but not intentionally going to do something wrong. Right. I think that's good. Especially in our career, that's a very important thing because, there's a lot of opportunities for that not to be the case.
Yeah, if you know it, say it, disclose it.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
that's the only way you're going to save your reputation.
Yeah,
And really, that's all you have in this business.
you're right.
It's good advice.
Yeah, that's very good advice. It's all you got. Don't chance it. Be honest. Be someone of integrity.
Correct.
Yeah, it's good, Deb. It's really good.
And that's another reason for choosing Steve, our broker.
Yes, he encompasses those.
He does.
He absolutely does.
He does. So,
Deb, before you go, if somebody's wanting to buy or sell any real estate in the state of Kentucky, what's the best way someone can get a hold of you?
859-893-1963.
Awesome. And we also got our email up there as well.
Okay, good. And I do apologize for being the first person to cry on your show. But you said which one had the biggest impact.
Yeah, well, I mean, I kind of set you up for that, to be honest.
I had no idea. That was it.
Well, and I probably would have the same emotion in that environment. So I can only imagine that. So one of these days I want to get over there and have that experience as well.
Yes, beautiful.
Yeah, that's good, Deb. Thank you so much. Really appreciate you. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you. It was good seeing you.
Thank you for having me.
Bye, Deb.
Bye.
You know, I love Deb.
I do
You know,
I'm so honored to, have the opportunity to work with her and to be friends with her. And I really meant what I said. She has been very instrumental and very encouraging, not only with myself, but so many other agents, encouraging for, continuing education. And she's great.
Yeah, she really is genuine, heartfelt, leading by serving. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's who she is. Wouldn't doubt it for a second. Steve did say this. Hi, Deb. Thanks so much for being on the show. Great job today. Thanks so much for sharing. Donna Gregorich said, I could run with Deb every day.
Yeah.
Jennifer, good talk, Deb. It was awesome. It was good. Well, Jayne, that brings us towards the end of this show. But before we go, I am going to share my screen. I want to bring this up again. I want to talk about this. Let's see, where is it? Fastest growing franchise ranking. So check out that. Can you guys see that? So this is entrepreneur.com, and their magazine has just recognized 2021 fastest growing franchises, and they've ranked them. And this is awesome news, guys. Century 21, number 1. Now, this is not just ranking. Oh, this is not just real estate. This is every franchise. I mean, look, number 2 is KFC, which I will add is from Corbin, Kentucky, which is kind of cool. Kentucky represent, people. So, but look at that.
Yeah. When you think of all the McDonald's and Taco Bells that are popping up all over the country, for our franchise to be growing more than that is amazing.
It is. And I'll tell you what, it comes down to absolutely the relentless agents. It 100% is because of the hard work that they're doing. They are actually living by the statement that the franchise uses: defy mediocrity and deliver extraordinary experiences. That is what they're doing. And this ranking, this what you're seeing right now is an example of what happens when that becomes the mission statement. Right? Because it's exactly what our mission statement is as Century 21 Advantage Realty, leading by serving. It's the same exact thing, maybe worded different, but it's the same idea behind it.
Yeah, and this is during a pandemic where most people went home and their growth of their businesses kind of slowed or stopped in some cases. So amazing group of people. Amazing.
Leadership down to local brokerages, to the agents, all above. It's a wonderful, wonderful franchise. It's an amazing company. I can't say it enough. obviously we want to grow. We want agents in this company. We want to be able to teach and train and collaborate and grow and help everybody out there just to realize their dream in real estate. Like, Deb had a passion to get into real estate. She got in it. She stayed with the brand. She's put roots in, and look at the results she's had, right? I mean, it works. And so I just wanted to say that before we wrap up this show, because, it really is awesome.
And like you were saying, with that growth, it's not necessarily something that corporate alone did differently or individual offices did differently. It is truly every single individual agent's efforts to put that number in our category.
It is. It's awesome. It's amazing. I can't be more proud to be a part of this brand. I can't. Yeah, it's just amazing. So I do want to bring up a couple more here. We had, let's see, make sure I get everybody recognized. We said Zondra's here, Chad. I know this guy. We got Kathy Jones. Hello, Kathy. I know this lady. So my mom and maybe my grandma, she's still hanging in there. She's doing okay. We got Emily. Stephanie said, thank you, Desiree. Great job. Great show. Awesome, guys. Thank you all so much for watching this episode. This is episode 13. And before we close out, let me tell you a little bit about what's coming up. So next week, next Friday, 10:30, right? Mike Ferry. We got Mike Ferry, the leading real estate coach in the real estate industry. If you do not know who Mike Ferry is, get out from underneath your rock. Because he has been in this industry for a long time. You should know who this guy is. And he is awesome. So he's working on his schedule. It might be a pre-recorded interview. It could be a live one. We'll see. But no matter what, we will have him on the show and we'll be active in the comments regardless. So it will be a good show on Friday coming up.
Super exciting. He has so much information.
It is awesome. And then the following week, we got Joe Magnum, which is the VP of Learning with Century 21 Corporate. She's the one that is spearheading all of the training and stuff for our agents. We're going to be talking about, training, what they're doing, but really kind of why they're doing what they're doing and the reason why they're focusing on the categories that they're focusing on. So that way we can have a better understanding about what, all this learning is about and why we need to learn it. So it'll be a good conversation with her. And then in a future episode, we haven't nailed down the time yet, but just yesterday, just this morning, I had heard from a very cool guy. He was a keynote speaker at Celebrate 21 just a couple of days ago. His name is Maurice Ashley, and he is a chess grandmaster. Now, you might not know much about chess. Maybe you do, but let's just put it this way. To reach grandmaster level requires thousands of games, thousands of hours, and certain criteria in tournaments to be able to get that title. It is not something that very many people earn in a lifetime. It's very hard to get. You have to beat some high-end other grandmasters to be able to earn the title. So he earned that. He's got the title. He is chess grandmaster. He'll have it for the rest of his life. But he also has a very, very awesome story. And that's what we'll be focusing on. And he'll bring that in and relate it into even our industry. And he does it in a beautiful way. He's funny, engaging, just a lot of fun. If you're a Century 21 agent, you can go back and watch the actual keynote that he gave. And I encourage you to do so. You will love it. It's highly entertaining and very, very good information. So encourage you guys to check that out. But that's what's coming up in the next few shows. It's going to be good. So Jayne, anything else before we sign off?
No, I'm just excited for next week too. I have all these things I want to go do that on social media now.
That's right. Same here. It's time to get out there and kind of begin to figure out what you like, what you don't like, and get good at least one of them. Cut out the noise, get good at one of them. Don't be afraid to use this and get in front of the lens and do some videos. It's going to help you. So, all right, guys, thank you as always for tuning in to this episode of the Advantage Live show. We're signing off now. So in the meantime, be fearless, keep pushing forward, never stop being relentless in your pursuit of excellence. We will see you guys next Friday. Take care.
Bye-bye.